Well, I have been messing around with this. Got it to run now. Not right. It's not running right. But I've been messing with the timing and messing with the carburation mixture in little gradients, trying to get it so that it would just stay ticking over. Adjusted the idle speed, so now at least it ticks over, but you can't drive it. It bogs down. And I think what is happening, and I've yet to prove this, is that the front carburetor is not getting enough fuel or not getting any fuel. My reason for this is one of the tests you do is to lift the piston slightly, and depending on whether it accelerates or decelerates, when I lifted the rear one, it decelerated and wanted to die, so I stopped that. Tried it on the front, it didn't make a damn bit of difference. I lifted it all the way up with my finger. So I got a feeling, and I don't know this for a fact yet, I might be running on one carburetor. And if I'm totally wrong, you're not going to see this. But if I'm right, you will see this as my wonderful diagnosis. Now, something else is the transmission gearbox cover. What I have done, I have purchased this big sheet of flexible, if I can do this without damaging anything, flexible plastic, look. So my plan is to cut it to a reasonable width and then rest it over that arch there. Oh, you see what? Yeah, right. So bring it over, and then I'll be able to get my shape right. Then I can make a piece of steel, the same as this piece of plastic. Got a couple of other things to do before that. For instance, I've got to fit the transmission tunnel cover, that piece. I've got to get that on first, and then I'll see where I need to make the metal bit. Also, I'm not sure if I covered it in my last video, so I'm going to say it now. I had to move the gearbox over this way by about 3/16. I think I'd mentioned it, but I'm not sure if I told you I've done it. All I did was take the mounting bracket, the gearbox mounting bracket off, and elongated the hole sideways so that it could move. I loosened the two front engine mounts, then moved the gearbox over with a little bit of effort, I must admit, and then tightened up the bolts on the plate and then on the engine. And now it sits a darn sight more central than it did. I mean, it wasn't terribly off, but it was off enough that I didn't like it. All right, enough prattling. Let's get on and take that front carburetor off and see if I'm getting fuel. All right, got the float bowl off of the front carburetor. And this is the float. There's no fuel in there. The valve was stuck. Stuck a doodle fucking do. So, now I've unstuck it, I'll put it back on, put it all back together, and we'll try starting it again. Maybe this car will then have some more power and we can move forward from there. Okay, now let's try again. I turned on the ignition. I heard the fuel bowl fill. So let's see if I'm right. I think running on one carburetor is what it was doing. There she goes. Yeah, these engines run better on two carburetors, not one. Now, I'm not sure where I am with the timing because I've been fucking around with it. It seems to run pretty good. I am going to get this baby up on the ramp, see where I am on the timing, and also see if I need to adjust it. Seems to be running pretty good. I also want to check the mixture and see how good or bad I've got that. I can feel a little lumpiness in the engine, but maybe that's just me being an anal twit. Oh dear, this is such a fucking relief. It's not going to happen today. This will go up on the ramp tomorrow. Then we'll be able to continue with the gearbox. Tunnel. Make sure the timing's right. Oh boy. I tell you, they love to give you a challenge, don't they? But it's so nice when you figure it out. Listening to my cams there, they sound a little noisy. I'm going to run it for quite some time and then I'm going to re-shim everything. Right now she's got no miles. Oh! And I found this on eBay, 25 bucks. Beautiful screwdriver. Good price. Oh, excuse me. All right. My baby's running again, thankfully. I want to say I knew I'd get there, but I must admit sometimes I do doubt myself. I think that sounds pretty good. Might be a little rich. I might have to take the mixture back a bit, because that does smell a little rich, but that tone is pretty fucking good, isn't it? Damn, I'm good, even though it takes time. Alright, get in that garage. Go do some shit.